I don't know if you heard about the owner of the Mavericks or the governor of the Mavericks.
Yeah.
And his comments.
Mr. What's his name? Patrick Dumont.
Dumont. Yeah, Pat Dumont made his first public comments.
You know what he kind of looks like? I don't do this very often, but he looks a little bit like Wreck-It Ralph.
That is rude, and this conversation is over.
Or like, he's got like an animated character look to him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just kind of like fixing to bust through that suit jacket.
He is. He's just ready. It's just like, dude, that was from 2 years ago. Get a new suit that fits better.
What did he say?
Well, apparently they were upset after making the NBA Finals, and they decided Luka was not good enough after carrying the team to the NBA Finals, I might add. And they didn't like the fact that he drinks or doesn't put in all the effort. And he said, if you look at the greats in this league, the people you and I grew up with, Jordan, Bird, Kobe, Shaq, they worked really hard every day with a singular focus to win. And if you don't have that, it doesn't work. And basically, if you don't have that, you shouldn't be part of the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, so you're saying basically the 26-year-old, 25-year-old Luka Dončić does not take care of his body the right way. And I would say you might have a point there.
Yeah.
26. Let's talk about the people he mentioned, though. Michael Jordan. How old? So real quick, just to recap, Luka Dončić is 25, I believe.
He's
about to turn 26.
He's 25, fixing to turn 26. He's in his, I think,
this month.
7th season?
Yes. So yes, he is going to turn 28 this month. That's what I was like. I think he's really close. At 26, Michael Jordan lost to the Pistons and had to bulk up. Like he didn't make it to the finals. He was named NBA MVP in 1988, but it wasn't, and it's still his 7th season that the 27-year-old Jordan won his first ring. What about Larry Bird, the second person he mentions? He mentions Jordan. He mentions Larry Bird. Won his first championship in 1981 when he was 28. Kobe Bryant. Well, he won it when he was 21, but you know who else he had on that team? MVP level Shaquille O'Neal, who is not the picture of health and working hard. He talked, and Shaq's mentioned this. He's like, I don't know, like I worked my way into shape.
That was also part of the reason Shaq got traded to the Heat, because he had put on like 70 pounds of pure muscle. They were like, hey, you're too big now for us. And he was like, it's me or Kobe. And they sent him to the
That's
Heat.
right. So in his rookie season, Shaq weighed 301. His first season with the Lakers in 99, by the way, his age 27 year, 340, 380 in 02, 345 in 03, 370 in 04. Then gets traded 05, the Heat, down to 320. So yeah, he did lose 50 pounds, but like you're talking about Shaq being like a singular focus to win. Like, no, Shaq was overweight. And you know what else? If Luka's overweight and getting 30 a game, who cares? It's just unbelievable how dumb this is.
That's so dumb it makes me mad.
It's some Dallas type ish. It's some businessman, like, you don't understand what you have. You know how lucky you have to be. You get maybe 2 picks a year. Okay. Someone that good coming through the draft at that time is so rare.
It's once in a generation. That's why he's Luka and Kobe and it's like the one name guys.
Like name 20 guys off the top of your head who are their franchise player and they were drafted by them in the first, let's call it, as a lottery pick.
As a lottery pick. I mean, Jordan for 1.
LeBron
for 2.
I mean, Kobe was like 13, right?
Yeah, but he was drafted by Charlotte, but I guess you can count it because they traded him, drafted to the Lakers. So we can count Kobe. But he was late lottery. Kevin Garnett was up there. Giannis was... No, he was later in the draft. He wasn't a lottery pick.
Yeah, like, I mean, who do you have present day? Like, okay, we took a chance on Zion. That hasn't worked out.
Whoops.
Yeah. You had Brandon Ingram. Like, that didn't work out. You had Lonzo Ball. That didn't work out.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like,
I'm try to defend
Lonzo
Ball.
They're not Luka, right?
No, he's a once in a lifetime player, and he was
it's like
still mad. He was
work
hard
on what you have,
But then you trade him for AD, who's out for a month and may require surgery, might be out for the whole season.
No, God, please, no. And
it's like, What are you doing? As LeBron said,
I will say this though: if we're comparing debuts,
AD's debut was pretty awesome.
AD's debut was amazing. I watched the first half. I didn't see when he got hurt, but yeah, the first half he looked like MVP level AD. He looked like bubble AD. You're like, yeah, like this could work. This is awesome. And then typical AD, he gets hurt in the third quarter. And you're like, he's out for a month.
Might be the season. I was reading they didn't do a physical. They waived the physical. So he might actually be out for the year. We'll see on that. So might require surgery. Stafford's out for who knows how long. Lively's like this season's done. The Mavs have the 22nd strength of schedule. I mean, they could fall out of the play-in and be done. And all of a sudden they go from, a top 5 seed with Luka to out of the playoffs. And then you have a first rounder in 2 years, like I said, after, the Lakers go back to back. Just insanity that you traded a guy right before his prime. And people are rebelling. They had people kicked out of the stadiums for chants and for signage on Fire Nico, which I don't think it was Nico's fault. I'm thinking Nico might have been forced into it.
Yeah. I think Nico it was an ownership decision, but I watched the first quarter last night of the Luka debut, and I think he feels so betrayed, man.
I can't believe it.
You can see it on him. You're like, he doesn't want to be there. It's like, I think he'll eventually get over it. But right now in the moment, it's one of those things. I was thinking about this too. We're both like this. If it's not your idea, it's not going to feel as good when you conquer the world. You know what I mean? Like, they won a championship this year in LA. I feel like there's going to be a piece of him that's like, I wanted to do this in Dallas.
I want it to be my thing where I built it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and he talked about his loyalty. He wanted to be in Dallas his whole career. It sucks, man.
Him, Dirk, Mark Cuban, I think all feel betrayed. Yeah. And all the Mavs fans do too. I mean, Dirk was there in LA for the debut. And they were smart. They played 24 minutes. Yeah. He played fine.
Yeah. He'll be great. He's going to be fantastic. I hope he's doing okay. As a human being, you're like, I hope he feels all right, man. It's like the dude looks crushed. And that's what the talk about him has been. He's just kind of like moping around LA a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, like I said, he's a super loyal guy. He was made promises and they stabbed him in the back. And now my favorite team's going to miss the daggone playoffs. And the Lakers have won 6 straight, are up to the 4 seed. They might be pushing. I mean, they're only 2.5 out of the 2 seed. So they might be pushing close to home court.
Yeah, I think
we'll see.
I think the Lakers
they're lacking some depth at center.
I think they'll end up the 3 or 4 seed. The thing that they have to stay away from is becoming the 4 or 5 seed against Denver. They don't want to play Denver in the first round. I don't care who you have.
Yeah, and the Rockets are fading. Yeah. But right now, Thunder 1, Grizz 2, Nuggets 3, Laker 4, Rockets 5.
Yeah.
So right now, the standings are pretty favorable for, let's see if I can share this, zoom in a little bit. So right now, the standings are pretty favorable for the Lakers to kind of move into that 3 spot. I want to say, I don't think both of those teams will keep up their pace. I think with Luka,
Grizzlies could drop too,
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm thinking. I think Grizzlies go to 4. Lakers 3, Nuggets 2.
Yeah.
The one I'm worried about here is Suns and Spurs jumping the Mavs.
Yeah. I think
especially with all the injuries.
The Mavs with all the injuries are going to drop. The Kings traded De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs. They got Zach LaVine, but I think they may drop as well. Keep it down there a little bit. See those bottom teams. Because I think 5 and up's going to stay where they're at. The Clippers will probably stay where they're at.
I think the play-in's almost set.
Timberwolves right now, though.
They're playing 7-3 their last 10. Ant scored 90 points in 2 games there.
Yeah.
So if he finally gets to start turning it around, then they could jump the Clippers or I don't know. The Rockets seem too far gone.
Yeah.
But we still got, 40 games to play. 30 games.
A lot of games.
Lots of time left in the season. Lots of time left.